The Director-General of the Nigerian Employers Consultative Association, NECA, Adewale-Smatt Oyerinde, has faulted the lackadaisical communication attitude of the chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Services, Zacch Adedeji, in the ongoing tax reform processes, describing it as a poor communication with the private sector. The NECA DG, who spoke with the journalists on Tuesday in Lagos on the controversy surrounding the tax reform bills, said the reforms had benefited from extensive engagement by the Presidential Tax Reform Committee, but warned that gaps in communication were fueling misunderstanding and resistance. He urged the FIRS chairman, Zacch Adedeji, to come out openly to address concerns from the private sector, noting that clearer communications will help calm tensions and correct misinformation. The NECA DG noted that no policy, regulations or legislation in Nigeria has enjoyed the level of consultation recorded by the tax reforms, despite what he described as highly organized antagonism. Against the process, he said from the beginning the Presidential Tax Reforms Committee, led by a renowned tax practitioner, Adewale-Oyerinde, did a human job in engaging from the grassroots to the top. NECA DG said recent controversies, including the circulation of gazetted but unpassed version of the bill, underscored the reality of interest in any form of effort. He warned that it was not sufficient enough to throw the whole tax reform into a bin, but rather those areas identified should be investigated, amended, and resettled.
The private sector is the biggest stakeholder in the context of this tax reform, and the success or failure of it rests directly on the private sector. But the chairman has already engaged. He has not engaged the private sector directly. He has not created a forum, deliberate forum to engage the private sector. Even when we reached out for engagement, for him to share his perspective, he's the face of this whole thing beyond the presidential committee. But the presidential committee has been doing all the talking. I think the chairman should come out and also engage the private sector. This is a charge that we are putting on him, that he has not done very well in the context of engagement with the organized private sector. The second part is the issue of communication, which has become a major challenge for this country. Without casting aspersion on the work of the National Orientation Agency or Ministry of Information, I think they've not done very well in engagement, in communicating. It took the presidential committee to come up with innovative schemes, and that's what I said. You have to come up with innovative schemes to address innovative challenges. They have to call out for volunteers. They have to call out for media influencers to be part of people that can create content to educate people. As those ones are creating positive content to educate, you have mischief makers also creating content to misinform. So you have to just be on your feet, doing all you can to engage. But the communication has not been apt from the perspective of the FIRS. The last engagement we had was on the 9th of December with the chairman of the presidential committee to come and share with the private sector what else should we know, or what else should we be looking up to the night before the implementation. And we had over 500, 600 employers, participants on the Zoom call. That shows people are itching to hear from the right people. And if you don't create that opportunity for the right people, if you don't create that opportunity for them to hear you, there will be mischievous people that will create content.